Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Welcome back to the pod. I'm here with,
It's Jordan again, you know what I'm saying?
and my name is Namir. And you know what? Let's just jump right into it. I've
Alright,
thought about a couple of questions to ask you, obviously,
alright.
and they're more like academic related, obviously, because we're entering summer. There's not much to think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, how do you define like success outside of school? Like personal achievements and stuff. Like, what do you think?
How do I define success?
Yeah.
I would say I define success as being able to achieve your goal, the goal that you set out to be. Like, I know a goal of mine is obviously to become a physician, also be able to support the people that I love, and like knowing that I achieve those goals, I would call that success in my own right. Like, I know other people have different definitions of success, whether it's family related, whether it's money related. But like for me personally, I would say like if I'm able to support the people that I love and doing the job that I love to do, then I would say that is successful. I mean, what do you have like
Yeah,
for
no,
you?
I definitely agree. Like outside of school, like there's like so many other things, like making your family proud, being there with your family, just like being able to provide for your family because they've
Mm-hmm.
done so much for you. I think that's like some sort of definition of success outside of school.
Sure.
But there's obviously so much that you can consider. But I think family is probably the biggest one. Like you said, being able to provide for them, becoming a physician is also my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Researcher, contributing to the world, all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, like I also don't just feel like whatever brings you happiness or pleasure completely means you're successful because a lot of people like might like find success. Like for example, a homeless person, they might find success in like saying, "Oh, I was able to find a cardboard box to sleep in for the night."
Mm-hmm.
But would you really call that successful? Like me
Mm-hmm.
personally, I don't know if I would call that successful because like maybe they felt successful in that moment, like they succeeded their goal in that moment, but are they really successful like wholeheartedly, like
Mm-hmm.
entirely? Like I personally wouldn't see that as success, but you can see how the homeless person might see that as success.
Yeah.
So it's kind of odd. Like it's kind of odd.
Yeah. Like I think like it's definitely not like in our eyes success
Yeah.
for like someone to find like a box to sleep in or something. But like considering on like a more micro perspective, like like if a homeless person or someone living on the street were to find a box, to find a home, that's like a success in their eyes. And I think no matter what, a success is a success. And I
Mm.
think either way, like you should be proud of something. Obviously, it's not like a big achievement,
Yeah.
like curing cancer or something, but it's something that they're happy with
Hmm.
and something that they're proud of doing something. But I don't know if someone's really gonna be proud of finding a
I
box.
mean, some people are though. Like I know like homeless people like they're happy if they're able to even find $5. You know that
That's
they
also
can get a
true.
food for like the day or for the
Yeah.
night. Like it's weird. But would you say? Okay, now let me ask you this though. Would you say that if you don't find yourself successful, do you think you'll ever be happy?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people like there's always the common argument like I'd rather be like unsuccessful or broke and have like family than be rich with nobody left that loves me. But then like there's you can think about it as would you even really be happy if you don't have the goals that you wanted to aspire to, if you just let them all go? Because everyone always says don't die with regrets on your deathbed or something like that, like
Mm,
you know the saying.
yeah.
And like if you have all those regrets or like you never were able to achieve what you wanted, would you actually truly be happy if you just have your family but you're broke? Like would you?
I mean, it's kind of hard. Like in my opinion, like my like brown culture,
Yeah.
like and like probably many other cultures out there, like there's always this standard where like you kind of have to like your life is to reach success.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like your life purpose.
Okay.
And like I guess family comes a little later. Like it comes second basically.
It comes like to your success. Okay.
So I guess for me, I I guess back then when I was like a kid, I always wanted to thrive in excellence. I always wanted to pursue a career in academia and
Mm.
become a physician or a researcher. I never really thought about family. But like as I get older, I realize how important family is and
Yeah.
how just like if I were to be successful without a family, I feel like I wouldn't really have true happiness.
Okay.
And like if I were to have a family and not become like a physician, then there's like a part of me that feels like there's a hole there. So I think, in my opinion, I would probably pick being a physician. Like,
You'd rather be rich and lonely than being poor but have like family. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard saying it like that, but
yeah,
like, I understand what you mean. Like, I've always been thinking about this because I've had like conversations, and I always play devil's advocate because when you ask these people questions, they're always gonna say, "Oh, I'd rather have my family and be broke." But then I'm like, well, what if your family is not really supporting you? Because
hmm,
no parent wants their kid at 40 still living with them at their
yeah,
house. So would you really be happy if you have to slave away all your time and effort to like a 9 to 5 regular job, barely making enough wage to pay your mortgage or rent? You probably actually wouldn't have a mortgage to pay off your rent. Would you really be happy if, oh, I got my family, rather than have being rich? Maybe you don't have family. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you're just chasing short-term pleasure.
yeah,
But would you rather have that short-term pleasure than being having like long-term regret or long-term like suffering? Because
mm,
it's always like there's always people that are like, would you rather have like rich people problems or broke people problems?
mm,
And like I would say a rich person problem is like you wouldn't be able to tell who's really in there for you, who really loves you, because you might think people might just want you for your money
yeah,
or your attention or give you this new idea that they want.
yeah,
Whereas a broke person problem might be, I might not be able to live another month on the wage that I have.
yeah,
So like I don't know what people like to say when they always say, "Oh, I'd rather live with my family but being broke." When in reality, like, would you actually really be happy if you were really broke and like your family was just there? Like you see them on every Thanksgiving or Christmas. I was about to say Noel, but every Christmas. Like, would you really be happy? Like, would you really find success or pleasure in that? I don't know.
like, I mean, I was kind of thinking about it while you were speaking a little bit. Like, I feel like if you were to have like a family aspect and no success, like in that way, I feel like if you weren't able to find a job you enjoy, I don't think your family would also enjoy like the idea of you not wanting to pursue something you want to pursue.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they take kind of a hit from you not like obviously putting 100% into something you want.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going a little bit deeper. It's like more like a hypothetical, but I feel like as if you were to become physicians or like people who want to be more independent and focus on like success, we like don't have to worry about like laying down our family or anything or
Okay.
any of these other aspects. But you know, it's kind of hard to tell now because we're a little bit younger. But like,
Yeah.
it's definitely a good question, definitely for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So would you risk never talking to your family again and leaving everything behind to become a physician? Would you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like I guess ever since like high school, my dream has always become a physician, become a doctor.
Yeah.
But it's kind of based off what my parents kind of expected for me at first. Um, and I don't know, like ever since I've grown older, like I've always enjoyed going to my family's friends' houses or my relatives' houses. But over
Mm-hmm.
time, like I've started to become distant from that
Mm-hmm.
just because of the pre med pathway. It's like we'd have to focus on
Long
organic
hours.
chemistry. We have to focus on like calculus too, like linear
You
algebra.
gotta lock in. You gotta
Yeah,
lock
like it's just it's starting to get more like a gray zone for me
in.
as
Mm-hmm.
like family as a whole. And like even when they're like I host like parties at my house, like I still feel like it's a gray area. Like I don't feel a true connection with my family.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this because I like dislike my family at all. Like I'm saying this because for me it's like I'm starting to become more desensitized to the idea of family where I want to pursue a career as
Okay.
an MD. But like what do you think?
Like it's like a hard thing. Like, would you chase your like I personally would chase my goals to and leave them behind. And to be honest, I honestly think that my family would rather that for me, because they've always like try to give me like a safety net, or like, if you Jordan, if you don't achieve like medicine, you might be able to do this for our business or do this for that, and trying to set me up with plays and stuff. But like I do truly feel like if it was up to my goals and my family, like they would want me to chase my goals, leave them behind, and then maybe if I come out the light, come back and come see them. But it's never really always that. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you're always gonna have family drama. There's always people that always get jealous of you. Like like for example, I have like a sister, and that like your siblings might get jealous of you making up the ranks and they're still like where they are. So it's like it's kind of it's hard, but I would say like I would chase my goals and leave my family behind for the chance, even just the chance, not even the guarantee, just
Yeah,
the chance to
yeah,
be able to become a physician, reach my goals, and be able to live the way that I actually want.
yeah. I think like adding on to like what you said, um, it's different kind of for us. I think
Mhm.
because as pre-meds, we always say we have to dedicate our time a little more than, no offense, some other professions.
Uh huh.
We have to dedicate extracurriculars, volunteering, research, all that stuff. And so I think in the long run, it's obviously going to take a hit because we're studying for so many years, um, where we're going to become more distant from our family. But I definitely agree with you. Like, if I'm able to come out the other end, like
Mhm.
I get into med school, finish residency, and then I'm a little more stable, I definitely will go back to my family. But
Mhm.
if for now, between now and like my end of residency, I had to risk leaving my family, I would definitely probably take that risk just because, again, my parents would want me to see that through because I think
Mhm.
they have potential in me and I have potential in them that, they can, like, I believe in them that they're able to take that risk and, see me go through with this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would like, so like say if like actually no, okay, no, I understand. I understand. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who wouldn't, but like there's always like I always just like to play devil's advocate for people that say like,
Yeah.
oh, I'd rather be with my family and be broke. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you really gonna be happy when you
Yeah.
can barely even pay rent, bro? Like
Yeah.
it's not real. It's not reliable.
Yeah. It's not like realistic
Yeah, it's not
because
realistic.
yeah, I know people say that they're saying, just saying it because like it's like it sounds like the right thing to do,
Mhm.
having like a family, but obviously you have to consider like you still have another family to take care for.
Okay.
Just you just can't start your own family. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you. It's
Okay.
just thinking about it. So what's a pet peeve that you have that you just absolutely cannot stand? Like just anything
Pet peeve of mine
of
that
yours
I do.
that you have, like that other people do, that you're like, God damn
Oh, I think people asking for notes or something.
it.
Like it definitely like peeves me because I know
I feel like you
so.
would have hated me back in high school.
No, like I like notes
Uh,
is fine, but
yeah.
asking for like homework answers,
Okay, I never
that's
really did
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just asked for notes.
Yeah, like I think throughout high school, I definitely had people like asking me like in English or like any other class,
Mhm.
asking me for answers or asking me for help. Like asking for help is fine,
Mhm.
but if they're at a stage that like they're just starting and like it's due like the next day and they need help, like that kind of pisses me off a little bit because it shows that obviously you're not putting enough effort and
I
it's
feel
gonna
like I
be
always also hate when like people ask you like they're about to start their thing and then they're asking for your idea for their project.
yeah,
I'm like, dude, like can you at least come up with something and then we can work through
yeah,
it instead of me having to come up with the idea,
yeah,
then plan out because you're obviously not going to understand the idea that I give out.
yeah,
So then I have to plan out the idea for you and then you just copy ChatGPT, whatever
yeah,
you just said, like bro,
yeah.
like. But also I have another very pet peeve and it's what you're doing it right now.
Oh, this?
Yes, when people obviously these guys can't see it, but like when
Yeah.
people bang like they're jumping their legs like on the ground and it's making that ticking noise, dude. Every time I'm taking a test, taking
Oh,
like an
okay, yeah.
exam, I'm over here. I look over, I just see this person tapping their foot constantly. I'm like, dude, I'm actually gonna like jump over to that and squeeze her. Like, I honestly won't do that, but like, I'm like, dude, can you like please stop? And
Yeah.
it annoys me so much to where like sometimes I just have to wear earplugs, bro. Like I even like I
Really?
remember in high school, bro. I was trying to like plug in my AirPods, bro, because I was like, bro, I could not be listening to this. Obviously, I would like be like, hey, Jordan, what are you doing? But like,
No, that's fair. I like the constant ticking noise, especially when you're taking tests, can like really bother you and take you off like your train of thought or whatever. I don't know. I do it. I don't know. It's like out of habit.
no,
Like it's
I
like
think I really do think it's from like, do you have phones with your vibration on?
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's people with vibrations where like when you put your phone in your pocket, you're always getting that buzzing sound jolting your leg,
yeah,
and I feel like that just becomes like
could be
fluid,
yeah,
and like you just become habit for your leg to be jolting like
mm,
that, even when you don't even get a vibration anymore.
yeah.
It's just natural to people. That's why I've turned off my vibrations. I have ringers on, but not vibrations, dude. Like
Ringers really? Does it like make a loud
no,
sound
no,
or?
no. I always put my ringer on like
Okay.
a low.
I used to do that, and then I realized like my dad has his alarm blasting with notifications like at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then that just like instinctively wakes me up.
Bro, parents ringers are like the funniest things ever. Like for some reason, like my parents would get like a phone call and it's just loud out of
Yeah.
nowhere, and I'm like, I'm just watching TV and I can hear it from like 2 stories up in like their bedroom. I'm like, bro, what? And it's like the most random sounds too. It's like the most like random iPhone ones. Like it's not even like the regular like "Wah," or like a regular ringtone.
Yeah.
It's just the most randomest like Samsung S scoring, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, those ringtones always crack me up. I'm like, dude,
It's definitely yeah.
why?
No, my dad has the exact same thing. Like I swear, I heard some different ass sounds. Like we were just staying in his room for some reason. I just heard a bling, and I'm like, yo, what is going on, dude?
No,
Yeah.
it's not even regular
Yeah.
like it's not even a regular ringtone, bro.
Yeah.
Like, god damn.
Okay. Well, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
So obviously, we went through our first year, and it
Mhm.
was it was pretty tough. But now that we got into second year, we get to pick more electives, and it's a lot more chill.
Mhm.
So I think from now to like whenever you get into med school or the future years ahead of you,
Mhm.
I guess in first year, what really motivated you to keep going? Like, what was your main source of motivation that helped push you through like hard orgo studying, hard psych studying, and all that stuff?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I honestly just have the discipline. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know like people like look for new motivation and stuff to like try and motivate themselves to do like a extra assignment or do like an extra practice assignment. But like to be honest, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say it right now, bro. Like anytime I'm like about to procrastinate, like you see me. I know other people see me. I always say I can't watch a reel, or like you see me catching
Yeah,
reels. I'm like, bro, why am I watching a reel right
yeah,
now? Like I always like stay at 10 on myself, even if I catch myself like doom scrolling. I catch myself just like chilling there procrastinating. I'm like, bro, I gotta do something. I get like an itch,
yeah,
like how people like bang their leg. I get
yeah,
that itch. I'm like, dang, like I gotta do something instead of
yeah,
just scrolling. And then like I slam my phone on the freaking, like I'll be like, why am I watching a reel? And just slam it on the
yeah,
floor. But then I also like even like when I say like, let's say you're doing something and then you're like, damn, I'm tired. Let me just like go sleep. I literally tell myself, stop being a bitch, and then I like literally go back to doing it. I'm
yeah,
like for example, I'll be working, be like, damn, bro, I got like 4 more pages of this essay, bro. Let me go to sleep. Yo, Jordan, stop being a bitch. And then I literally go back to doing it. Like, I literally tell myself that all the time. I just can't like go out like feeling like I haven't completed what I was doing.
yeah,
Like, to be honest, like a lot of people like they like to put it off till tomorrow, but I don't think it's like reasonable to be honest.
yeah,
Like because if you procrastinate, obviously that's terrible. If you put it off till tomorrow, then like you never know what that next day might come. Maybe something happens in the morning that you might need to do before you get to it. Then another thing piles up. Then another thing piles up. And then all you know, you haven't done the thing for 3 days, and it's due the next day.
yeah,
It's like I just can't. I
yeah.
can't risk it.
Like for me, I definitely have like some kind of discipline. Like most of the times, I just start doom scrolling or playing Clash Royale like mid study, bro. Or like I'm watching an organic code tutor video on like circular motion, and then I just stop, pause the video 30 seconds in, and hop on Clash. That's not discipline at all. But like
Oh.
sometimes when I'm really like you said, like I have something to do that I need to do,
Yeah,
I'll like put on D&D or something. Throwing your phone like across your bed, halfway across the
it's
room,
helpful,
is
bro.
definitely really helpful. But then I realize I also get notifications from my parents, so I'm scared if I miss it.
If
So
you
like
missed your notification.
yeah,
Oh.
but I'm also like I talked about in the last episode, like
Mhm.
every person has like their own role. So like whenever like say I'm going to bed
Mhm.
and I'm like at night I'm thinking about like what I did during the day. I think about how other students or other people are trying their best to try to move forward with their life and trying to progress.
Mhm.
And I often think about that because it's like, why am I just sitting here playing video games on my phone when other people are actually studying and trying to achieve the same goal as I am, like trying to become a doctor? Why am I just sitting here playing video games? And I often think about that, especially because my parents also bring it up. Like they like, I mean, I think this is probably brown culture, but like
Mhm.
it's constant comparison. Like you're constantly being compared to like
Oh,
other
to
other
other
kids they
people's.
know, and how they're like, oh yeah, my son is like president of
Yeah,
the diabetes
I've
club.
heard of that competitive
Yeah,
nature of the brown culture.
and it's I guess it's a mix of that and a little bit of my own discipline
Mm-hmm.
that allowed me to achieve like a pretty solid GPA coming through first year. But it's not something I want to completely depend on.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I want to build like a good discipline, like you just saying, "Oh yeah, I can't keep watching reels. I gotta stay focused on what I have to do because that's what's gonna help me push to the future." You know what I mean?
And like, don't get it wrong. Like, I do take breaks. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
I'm not constantly like freaking. That's how you get headaches, to be honest,
yeah,
and that's how you're gonna lead to burnout. So I take breaks. Like, I don't do none of those like study methods though. Like the 25 minute, take a 5 minute break, like that. I
yeah.
forget what they're called, but I
It's called
don't do
Pomodoro.
Pomodoro
Yeah,
study. I don't do none of that cheese. Like, to be
yeah,
honest, like I just like I go all out. Like I try to put in at least 100% effort into what I'm doing at that time. Like, even if I get a notification, like I'll like swipe it off, no matter what. Like, even if it's like my parents, like I'll read it if it's like my parents or somebody important that I'm talking to, but like I won't like immediately answer. Like, if I'm like, for example, if I'm in the middle of a physics problem, like I've done part A, going on to part B, and I get a notification, I'll look at it, swipe it up, finish part B, then look at the notification.
okay,
Like, I wouldn't just do it midway, because then that one text message can turn into a 30-minute combo, and
yeah.
then it's like wraps. So it's
Yeah, I think especially because it's summer right now. Like obviously we have courses and we're both doing like a lot of extracurriculars right now. Right now, I feel like it's a good time like to be able to take as many breaks as you can, but obviously still maintain like a good level of studying here and there.
like,
So now I have another question for you.
mm-hmm.
So obviously it was first year. We all made a bunch of mistakes. It's me
Yeah,
especially, you
I
especially,
made
everyone
mistakes.
especially. Biomed, I've seen the averages on my transcript of the classes, bro. I saw like 4.8 and stuff, 48% for like
Oh,
bio
oh,
eleven
like,
forty.
wait, she posted
Yeah, should be on like the class
the
average.
class average on the transcript.
Yeah, it says like
Oh,
4.8 out of 10 or whatever, which is like crazy. Or I think that was bio
can't
1130 or one of the classes, bottom of the
can't.
bios, but it's bad. So I wanna know like how you deal with like if you had any rejections or failures in first year, like how did you go about dealing with
Dude,
anything?
I'm pretty sure I told you this, but I failed one of my midterm. I think it was by 11:30 midterm. Luckily, okay, no, yeah. Let me put this out there. At least I did finish with like an A. At least I did. But like that first midterm, dude, I was like, bro, like I got absolutely fried. And I think it honestly, cause like I did like bunch of different things. Like I had like anatomy, I had like a math during that same time, around that time. So I was like, let me put bio. It's a lot. I know most of it from grade 11, grade 12, high school. So I was like, you
Mhm.
know what? Let me just put it off, just wing it. Dude, bro, I should have learned, bro. But like I should have known that like you can't really wing this. But like, oh, it's just my first
Yeah,
one of my first ones. So, but I'd say like obviously I made mistakes, and like I think the more important thing is how you get back up. Fall down 7, get back up 8. I always like that's a motto I always play in my head. And like anytime I get like discouraged, or I see like, dang, I got like a 60% on like on an assignment or something, I don't let my emotions go cloud my judgment for the day on. Like,
yeah,
like, say if I get like my report and it says like a B plus on chemistry, like midway through, or like a midterm, I wouldn't just for the rest of the day be like saddened, or be like, don't talk to me, guys, don't
yeah,
talk to me. Like, I'll be like, I'll try and keep my chin up high. Obviously it's gonna hurt. Like, obviously you're gonna see me like a bit more saddened
yeah,
than normal. But I always try and like forget about it, try and move on to the next, because I use that as motivation, as like like, how people say anger, they use anger as motivation. I
hmm
almost use it like that, where like it makes me want to go even harder at the next one, because I know I have to do better than what I did
yeah.
before. So I honestly use that as a motivator to help me do
hmm
better.
I think for me, I mean, like throughout high school, whenever like, I mean, I was a pretty picky kid when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to grades. Like, I never accepted anything below 4, or like four
Damn,
is like what is that in high school?
an A, bro.
Like an 85 plus.
Yes.
Yeah, so like A to A plus was like the range I always try to shoot for, except math, bro. Dude,
Really?
math was like advanced functions. Like at least at early March was
It was
for
tough.
me it was harder than calculus and vectors in grade 12.
Damn.
I don't know, maybe that was just me. But like biology, like I got a 4 minus on this like poster board, and a lot of my friends actually know this. like I went to him because I put a lot of effort. I maybe spent like 3-4 hours on it, and it was for like this DNA, like drawing helices and talking about DNA in general.
Okay.
I went to the prof, and he was like, I asked him like, am I able to argue any marks out of this? Like, obviously, I tried to argue with him,
Mm-hmm.
but he said no.
You said
And
no.
then
Alright.
I had like a sense of despair in me. Like I was like very sad,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really know what to do because biology was one of those courses that I really enjoyed, which is kind of like what helped me get into medicine,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Um, and then I just started bawling. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think throughout high school, like I was kind of desensitized to the idea where I would like do bad and that would actually make me feel bad. I never thought I would actually feel that,
Mm-hmm.
because I kind of assumed that it would all go well for me. My parents put me in all these programs, Spirit of Math, Kumon, and I thought that
You
was
also
like,
did Kumon?
yeah,
Bro, I did
I
Kumon.
think everybody.
Well, no, not everybody did Kumon, bro.
Actually, that's true.
It was a big. I remember back in the day, like it was a stigma if you did Kumon, bro. They'd be like, "Oh, you nerd." You'd be
Yeah,
like, oh,
I remember
I'm
pulling
trying
up
to
with
be.
like there's like a G yellow bag, J
Yeah,
black
G,
bag,
the G one and the black and the blue one,
yeah,
bro.
blue one.
Oh,
Oh, those like ego
mm,
people. All those people are egotistical. But like as I was saying, like I was just bawling my eyes out.
mm-hmm.
And then I walked past the prof and he just smiled and waved at me. This guy didn't even do anything.
Cold hearted, bro.
This guy's cold
Cold
hearted.
hearted.
And I think after that, I don't know, I think I probably just had a lot of built up emotions
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like math was like killing me, and I think some other courses killing me then too. And I just kind of let it all out. But that was in high school. Now, obviously, I never cried, but obviously, like sometimes I tend to get like a little down. I tend to get a little quiet,
Mm-hmm.
every now and then because I'm like, I should really like focus on, like, I should be removing all my distractions, looking back at what I did wrong. And I know that usually, like, after a test, I tend to like, I tend to recognize stuff that I wasn't sure of on the test,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I got it wrong when I see my result. So I tend to look back. Like we usually discuss answers after an exam, so that's kind of part of my like kind of rejection failure pathway. Just kind of go back, look at my answers. Oh, did I do this right? Did I really understand what the topic was? Like mimicries and like bio 1130, like all that stuff. Like I think there was like a mimicry question on bio exam that like I was really unsure of, and my this other person got it, this other person got it, and I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just this whole thing. Um, but I think I just kind of took the time to realize what I needed help on, and started rewatching those lectures and like actually understanding what is going on and watching external videos. Like just because your prof provides some resources doesn't mean you only have to use those resources. Like for physics, I watch organic chem tutor videos like every day now. Like I
Bro.
just have
He's the
to.
method though. He's the method.
He is pretty
Oh
good.
well, no, him and Chad's prep.
Yeah,
Chad's prep. Him and Chad's prep are the method.
yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, now thinking about it, can I ask you what like your lowest mark ever was?
My
Like any
lowest
like
mark
an assignment, maybe report card, and
ever.
ever. Like, okay, let's go from grade 7 onwards.
Grade 7 onwards. Okay. Grade 9. Oh my. This
So
is
like
like a
COVID.
story to tell. Yeah.
Okay.
COVID. Okay. So COVID. Okay. English. English was my like for like grade 9 because I obviously like Googled everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was my highest mark ever. That was my highest mark of all time.
Okay.
Science. Okay. I played like Minecraft Bed Wars every day for 7 hours a day with my friends, and obviously they were like smart.
Yeah.
They went to U of T and all these other schools,
Okay.
and I thought I was doing fine. I never participated in any group sessions. We went into breakout rooms. I didn't even know we were in breakout rooms. Like I was just in the main classroom, just
Bro, breakout
AFK,
room.
away from my keyboard, just like chilling there. And then midterms come,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like these quizzes you have to do throughout the semester. I think I skipped like 3 out of the 4. So I did like one of the one of the 4 quizzes, and my midterm score was like a 65.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the time, I thought that was like, oh, that's so salvageable. Like I'll just work harder. And then I did the exact same thing for the rest of the semester,
God
bro.
damn.
And then I'm pretty sure it was like a whole. Was it a whole year? No, it wasn't a whole year course. It was like the first year of high school for us, obviously grade 9.
Yeah.
So I was kind of new to the whole high school stuff. So I
Okay.
assumed science was done. Like this course was over. So
Okay.
I missed every single assignment until
Really?
and the end of the year.
Wait, you guys didn't have quadmesters?
We had quadmesters.
Oh,
Yeah, we did. I
okay.
think I was just genuinely lost because like in like middle school was a little bit more different.
Yeah, it was different.
So I missed that entire part, and then the final came, and I saw the notification because for some reason I didn't get. I got an email from the prof
Yeah.
saying, "By the way, Namir, you haven't submitted like 60% of the assignments. You are in danger of losing your credit. Please
Oh
come
my
see
god.
me." I came to see her. I was muted and turned my camera off.
Mhm.
I mean, I was there. Like she didn't even know. Um, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, just do this quiz and maybe I'll be able to pass you." I
Mhm.
did it. I did it with my mom. I think my mom did like 20% of
So.
it, and then I googled the rest of it. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I got like a 65 on that quiz, but she still passed me.
Mhm.
And then I got a 50 final, five
Damn.
zero. What is that? That's like a D minus, I think.
That's like literally a D.
That's
That's literally a D
There's
minus.
a D minus on the dot,
Yeah.
and I'm surprised I passed that class. And then I had the exact same prof for Geo, the next the next squad, bro.
Oh yeah, that's cooked, bro.
How about you?
I mean, like to be honest, like it was weird. Like in grade seven, because we had like you had like your halfway report card because it was a full year of doing whatever,
Yeah.
and we had like our halftime report card and then like our final report card in June. Dude, I won't ever forget like my math teacher. Like I'm like now I'm good at math. Like throughout all high school, like
Yeah.
probably the lowest mark other than calculus. Like all the functions, all the regular classes, my lowest mark was probably a 97. But then like and then calculus was like a 93.
Mm-hmm.
But in grade 7, 8, bro, like it was like terrible. Like because we had like the data management, measurements,
Oh yeah,
geometry. We
yeah,
had
yeah,
like those
yeah.
units, right? Dude, I was terrible at those. Absolutely terrible. So like, and the odd part about my grade 7 math teacher was that she would only like your final mark would just be the unit test.
Damn.
Dude, and I failed the data management unit test so bad that like my report card it literally showed like 40%, bro.
Damn.
I was like, I was so like this was halfway through though. So this was like my midway, like my midterm report card.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 50. And then the most hilarious thing is that like because there's two there you do it like two times around. Like you do the first half data management, that would be on your midterm, and then your final report card would be the second half or like the full unit. So I did that, get 100. I got 100 on my report card. And I was like,
Dang.
bro, what the hell? Like, what is this? What is this voodoo magic, bro? I was like, bro, how did I go from a 58 to 100% on a report card,
Mm-hmm.
bro? And then so I'd say, probably say like the 40% was probably my lowest. And then like obviously like English, dude, I've been terrible at
No,
English.
English was horrible for
Like
everyone. I
like
swear.
I think the only English I liked was grade 8, and it cut down short because of COVID. But like
Oh.
that was like probably my favorite English. I had my favorite English teacher, Mr. Vito. You know, if you went to All Saints, you might know him. But like, yeah, Mr. Vito was cool. But like English, like all I knew was Spark Notes, dude. Like I was just
Oh yeah.
spamming Spark Notes every day, all day. Grade 10, I didn't do so well. I finished with an 80, but like I didn't do so well. And then uh, grade 11, bro, I don't even know how I passed, bro. Like
Really?
grade 11, like I think I wasn't I think I was like at like a 60, 65 going to like the final exam or like the RST, I would say. Going to RST and then final, I was at like 65. And I clutched up like heavy
Mm.
to get to an 80% to
Dang.
like maintain my honor roll. And then like like there was world religion where like dude, like
Damn.
everybody did good in world religion, bro. I always tell this lie to everybody, so I guess they're finding out now. But like I always tell everybody like world religion was so light, bro. Like we all got like 90s, bro. Bro, I got like a
Yeah.
71, bro. I got like a 71, bro. I was like, holy, I don't know why I completely sold world religion, bro. It was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, like throughout my whole high school, like I was never like a 4.0
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
grade student. Like I was always like trying to get by, trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
never
good.
really tried to like the end of grade 12.
Yeah.
Like
So I had the exact same thing. Then I got the 4 minus in bio that kind of crushed me for a bit, and then I locked in for the rest. And then calculus and vectors. Vectors was a little harder to understand because I didn't take physics. But
it was like
yeah.
vectors was like weird because like I took physics before it, but like it wasn't even much physics application per
Yeah.
se. It was like the river type questions you could kind of see were on like vectors,
Yeah.
but like that was pretty much it. Like in like grade 12 physics, we never specifically focused on vector addition or
Yeah,
vector subtraction or any of that. You just put the vector and then you find the x component, y
yeah,
component of
yeah,
like, for example, like velocity or
yeah.
acceleration. But you wouldn't like have like, damn, you wouldn't have like, oh, what is this vector plus this vector a plus b
Hmm.
subtracted by c, and like c is like way over here. Like you wouldn't have something like that.
Yeah,
It was just normal. It was just
yeah.
normal. Okay, let
Well,
me ask you something. Let me
okay.
ask you. Okay, so like I always find it odd that like, okay, I don't find it odd, but I find it strange. Is that a synonym? Is that like the same thing?
I don't. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I think there's
Okay.
pretty
Well,
close.
I wasn't trying to be a synonym, but like, okay, I always find it just strange that like people have like lucky numbers, like, or like angel numbers, like, 222, 444. Oh my God, guys, it's 1111.
Yeah,
Like it's 1212. Like I've never really understood that.
yeah.
I was gonna ask you, do you have lucky numbers, and like, do you like feel like, oh, I'm sitting in number like desk number 37. Oh, I'm gonna have a very good exam today. Like, do you feel like that, or like,
Ah, like I think before, I think high school mainly. I always thought like nine was like a number that resonated with me, but like I never thought to use anything with that number. Like I thought, oh yeah, it's just a number. But I thought like if I saw the number nine like on my desk or something, like it wouldn't mean anything. It's just kind of like a number that looks cool to me.
okay,
So like if like right now I don't like nine's a cool number, but like
mm-hmm.
I if I saw it on my thing, I wouldn't think I would get a 4+ on the exam or like a 99 on the exam. Like I don't know. How about you?
But do
Like
you
what?
wait? Do you go into it like not even that you get it? Do you go into it being like, you know what? Dang, I hope I get like lucky number 14 desk. Like that's, I'm gonna fight for that desk because I'm gonna get that, and I know I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna feel more comfortable. Because most people like when they think of lucky numbers, like, oh, I got my lucky jersey number. I'm gonna do good this game. Like for example, like
Mm,
that, or like I got my lucky desk. Now I feel more confident. I feel better going into this test than if I got a random number like freaking 63. Like, do you feel like, do you understand like where
yeah,
those people are coming from?
yeah.
Like,
I think like I know during World Cup, like the past World Cup,
mm-hmm.
I wore my like really old like 6-year old Messi jersey. It did not fit, bro.
God
I definitely
damn.
almost stretched that thing. But when I wore it, like I felt like yeah, I was like helping them in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was like, it was Messi, obviously number
Yeah,
10,
number
and I
10.
felt kind of like, wow, like maybe if I wear this will do something. And then Argentina was in the lead, and I thought, oh wow, this is going so well. And then France scored like 3 goals, and it went to penalty
Oh,
shootouts, and then
that was a
that was an
crazy,
insane game.
crazy
But
game.
um, I think I don't know about angel numbers, but I
Mm-hmm.
think definitely there are some things that some people believe that they have some sort of significance to them, like a
Okay.
jersey or like maybe like a necklace or like a bracelet or something that
Okay.
if they wear it, it'll mean a lot. But
Like an object. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What about like? Okay. Do you believe in horoscopes, like that astrology, like,
Oh
oh, looking
nah.
at the
Oh nah.
stars and stuff?
Oh
You
no.
don't live. You don't believe in the stars and stuff?
No. No way.
Wait. What sign are you?
Sagittarius,
Yeah.
bro.
Do you believe in like the
No,
crazy?
bro. Oh, like if people tell me I'm Sagittarius, this means you're gonna have good fortune, like, bro. Dude, yo, I did not have good fortune that year. Now that I think about it, I did not have good fortune that year. Like,
Oh.
like looking at the star, like I believe that if you see stuff in the stars, like that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I like if you see like an elephant or something, like I don't believe that if this star is right next to this star, you're gonna have babies in the future. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, like people, like, I don't know, like people always tell me like to believe in astrology back in the day, like back when like Snapchat was like all the rave and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, like I never, like people would tell me like, oh Jordan, you're a Pisces. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Like I don't even know what those people are. But the thing that it gets you is that like it gives you traits that are so general that are like, oh yeah, I'm this, oh yeah, I'm that, and then people are like, oh, so that means since now you're a Leo and I'm a Libra, I know exactly how you're gonna think. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, bro, you don't even know his name, bro. Like, come on, bro. And I do believe like people can even change. So like, well, actually, that's like a different topic. I don't
Yeah.
actually. You know what? Should I bring up the topic right now?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
just let on.
okay. I've been thinking about this like yesterday, like pretty crazy. Like it was along with lines with like the rich and poor person stuff. But I was like, do people ever really change? Like
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause like I was talking to like my coworker, and they're like, you know what, like people, I feel like people can only change. Like I think that people can only change if like a crazy like disaster happened or a crazy flip in their life happened. But I don't think people can like just easily just change like personalities like that or just gradually. Like I feel like people stay like they're same. Maybe they improve what they already have or amplify what they already have with like something that comes in like maybe like money or well actually I can only really think about like wealth right now, but like or like maybe you grow taller like when you're a kid versus where when you're an adult, you might obviously feel like you change, but I feel like you always had that sense of self within you that whole time. It just got amplified when you grew older. So do
Mm.
you think like people can ever really truly change who they are, or they're always just going to be who they are till the day they die, unless
Mm.
obviously something like crazy happens in their life?
I think, like you said, like there could be like disastrous events that could have occurred. Like there could be like so many definitions of what a disastrous event could be. Like maybe a family member passed away, or like their life was literally on edge, like they were on danger or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like they didn't get into med school or law school, or like somewhere they weren't able to like excel into their future. I think over time, like it can't be an immediate change
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's something you have to grow gradually. But I definitely do think people can change,
Okay.
but it's all about your mindset, right? Because when you're focused, like your one mindset your whole life, obviously there's gonna be like these returns where you're gonna go back to that kind of mindset and be able to think in that way, and then you start to move forward, and then you
Yeah.
start to move back, forward, back, forward, you know.
Okay.
But I definitely do think people can change, and I've seen it in many people.
You've seen people like change like what like their personalities or like change how the way they think change.
Yeah, definitely like a personality and the way they think. Like I know ever since I graduated high school, like I've seen a lot of my friends, like they haven't changed like in a good way. Like I
Okay.
believe they've changed, like I don't want to say in a bad way, but in a way that if they keep going that way, like it won't
It'll,
end well for
it'll
them.
be a
And I've seen
detriment.
the way that has affected my other friends too.
Hmm.
And I think that also plays an impact, right? Because say you want to change, and you say you're like this bad person,
Yeah.
and you want to slowly become a good person, you're gonna have all these other people who know you're a bad person constantly inflict their opinions onto you and constantly say like, you know, I don't, you trying to be a good person, I think it's all a sham. Like, I think
Okay.
it's just like a mask you're trying to wear. And I think that's also what can like hold them back from changing completely. But I think without considering that, like I've seen it in real life, people can change. It's all just about like obsession. Like, are you obsessed with changing? It's like, are you truly changing for yourself? Or are you changing it for other people? If you're changing for other people, then it's obviously
Okay.
gonna happen
Okay.
the
So on
best.
that note, do you think all change is good? Obviously, now thinking about it, what you just said, you don't think that all change is good, but like on a general basis, do you think people changing is good for them? Or do you think it's always gonna it could be a detriment? Because like people can change from one mindset to another, but that new mindset they have, maybe it might look good in the short term, but in the long term, and like it flares up, and
Yeah.
like it blows up in their face.
Well, change in general is definitely something like it's different, right?
Hmm.
Um, and it's kind of hard to say whether it's good or bad. But I think if if it's actual change, like change, it can't be because of like another group. It has to be changing for yourself. I think
Okay.
generally it's a good thing. Like you're trying to maybe eat better. You're trying to think more positively. Like that's like actually focusing on yourself. But if you're changing for someone else, like you're changing um, the way you look at someone, like you don't look at their entire body. You start focusing on the personality, or I don't know, maybe you change because your friends think that maybe you should wear more makeup, or you should be being more goth or emo
Mm.
or something. Um, I think change in general is good, but
Okay.
it has to be for yourself.
That's
It
it
can't
for
it can't
yourself.
be because you're trying to impress somebody or you're trying to fit in with society.
That's
But you
true.
should like be yourself, be unique. Is what I'm trying to say. How about like
And
what
like
you?
to be honest, like with changing for other people, I always feel like that's a detriment to your life because you never know. Those people's like what they told you to change could be just out of emotional spike, like somebody telling you, oh, you should become more goth like me, like you should become more emo like me, like, and then you become more emo, and then they end up not liking it.
Yeah.
Like people like I honestly think like people, you gotta assess who's telling you what to change about, and then see if it makes sense and see if they would actually even do it themselves,
Yeah.
or they're actually on that way of doing it.
Hmm.
Because if they're just telling you to do it just because they feel like it, I don't feel like that's like that's good. Like I don't feel like that would be like necessary to do, because
Yeah.
they might end up like, because they might not never know if they like it for a long term. They might just like it in that moment,
Yeah.
but then when you actually do it, you're like, mm?
Yeah.
And then they ditch you, like for friends or for example.
Yeah.
So I don't. I feel like change. I mean, like honestly, like you said, people can change. I feel like people can't really change. Like I feel like people, they'll always go back to their base. Like I feel like if people, or not really, I feel like, but I think that if people go back, like try to aspire for new things, and if they don't make it, then they go back to their base.
Mm.
If they aspire for new things and then they do make it, I think that a bit of their personality that was even still before will come back, just in a more amplified extent. For
Okay.
example, like say a public example is like, say you hit it big in crypto, like you're just had like a smoking weed mindset, you're just like always just chilling around, just not really doing much, being unemployed,
Yeah.
lying in bed till 3 p.m., stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you hit big on crypto. Now I'm somehow 500K in my crypto account. Oh, you start living lavishly, you start buying all the designer, all these, you still have these bad habits, but now they're amplified just because now you have money.
Yeah.
So I feel like people, like when they change, if they try to get to some, like if they get something better, they still result to their bad habits that they originally have,
Yeah.
unless they actually change those habits. If you're able to change those habits, then I feel like you're able to change in a good, positive
Yeah.
way. But most people don't do that. They just do it
Hmm.
because either someone told them they should change, like they take advice from some guru or their friend or
Yeah.
whatever, or like, yeah, they just take it for like some guru. Like that's the only way that you can change properly and that's good for you is when it's within yourself and you change your
Yeah.
habits. You change your habits. I feel like that.
On the topic of change, like I know we talked about like like wanting to pursue our careers and ND over
Okay.
say like wanting to start a family and being limited to how much success we have. And on the topic of change, do you think that you as a person, like living the life you are now, do
Mm-hmm.
you think the changes that you made or that you may or may not have made, you think you're doing it for yourself, or do you think you're doing it for others' expectations or your family's expectations? Like,
Oh, I'm doing it for myself. Like I understand, like other cultures, they have to like, they have the peer pressure or the,
yeah,
like other people's pressure, like family pressure to do better, to be shown as like a, almost like a trophy for their family, as in like this is what I was able to accomplish as a parent. But for me personally, like my parents, like they obviously care what I do, but like I think that I honestly wanted to become what I wanted to be to, for myself. Like I always, like they've always told me like you can do, just try and do better. And I always thought that and took it as I want to do better than you guys. That's what, like one of my main motivators, like the motivation thing.
yeah,
There's discipline, and then one of my main motivators to do better is trying to do better than my parents.
mm-hmm.
Because like obviously now thinking about it, they like came from like a terrible situation back in their home country, not many supplies, just like they told, like I've seen their village, like I've visited their old homes. I was like, damn, how are you guys living? Like I'm able to have clothes and stuff, like
Yeah,
live in a regular AC house. I've seen their houses and like their villages. And I'm like, damn, you guys are like living on dirt roads and stuff. I was like, damn. But like, and then they were able to immigrate to here. I was like, damn, that must have been scary. Like just getting onto a plane just for work, because you never know what might happen. You're talking about a land that you've never really seen. I don't know if they had television back in the day. They probably didn't back in like, because they immigrated back in like 2002 or something.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like like there's obviously television, but
Yeah,
I don't know if they specifically had
yeah,
television, like their society. So it's like kind of odd. Like, and then they were able to go here, make it out. They were able to make it out, and like now I just feel like they put like that responsibility has been bestowed upon me to do better than what they had, because now I already have the tools.
yeah,
I already have like a head start. So like it's like I have a head start. How can I fail now? Like,
Mm.
why should I fail now?
Yeah.
Or why should I give up? Why not try aspire bigger than what they had? Because they aspired pretty big, like leaving your own country to start a new life, to for the hope to start a new life. They never
Yeah.
knew what Canada was going to be like before.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I do whatever I want to do for the success of me to prove that I can do better than my parents. And I don't think like I have. I mean, maybe you can say that is family pressure. I don't know if you could. I don't know if it is family pressure. I'd say it's more so like a motivator for me rather than a pressure. But yeah, I'd say my success is for myself. Like I don't have pressure of other people doing it. But like
Yeah.
for you, like do you have it like a
I think
pressure?
like ever since I was a kid, like obviously it's like the brown stereotype where like you really only have like I guess more or less three options like law, business, or engineering.
Okay.
No, sorry, law, medicine, or engineering. Business
Business.
was kind of frowned upon. I can't lie,
Really?
but yeah, because like I think because business is kind of like a risky kind of area. I think, in my opinion, or
It
at
is
least in my
risky.
family's opinion, because we had more engineers like
Hmm.
growing up when they were growing up, and that was kind of like the more lucrative kind of career path
Yeah, but
that
yeah, probably then.
back
Yeah.
in like my home country and stuff.
Yeah.
They also did the same thing. They immigrated in I think around the same time, like 2000, 2001, um, because they wanted to build a better life for obviously not only just us, because they brought like the whole family with them to
They
Canada.
brought the whole
Yeah,
family.
yeah,
Oh
and
damn.
we all live in the same neighborhood too, which is like
Yeah, that is.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and I think like that stereotype, they always wanted us to become more successful. My mom's side is all doctors, so that was also kind of like a
Really.
pressure onto me. Um, but ever since, and then like it was more middle schoolish,
Mhm.
and then high school, my dad started seeing like, you know what, all these other jobs are also like pretty lucrative. You know, business. There's investment banking.
Investment bank.
There's you can work at TD,
We're
these
gonna
big
become a
banks.
quant, bro.
Yeah,
We're gonna become
quant,
a
bro.
quant.
You can pursue law. You can. There's like many other careers, um, and I guess from there they were like, you know what, be independent.
Mm.
Choose what you think is best. Because I never thought in middle school that medicine would be my calling. They're always like, you know, keep your options for engineering, computer science, medicine. And so in like high school, I was like, you know, biology was really resonating with me, like
Mm.
the cardiovascular system, respiratory system, in grade 11 biology, and there is definitely some pressure there.
Mhm.
Like there's definitely like them being like, well, you picked one, now we're gonna pressure you more into picking that one.
Okay.
You know, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. Just stop doing that. Don't play games. But it's definitely more or less me.
Mhm.
I definitely do think there's a lot of independence in what I'm doing. Like all the extracurriculars I did was things I chose because I believe that was best for my career.
Okay.
And but I definitely do think there's a little bit of pressure there. But it's not like pressure that I would consider like is enforcing my kind of ideologies to push towards pursuing medicine. It's mainly just there to I guess help me like stay on track and stuff.
That
So
makes
yeah.
sense. They try to force like you were able to choose what you wanted to do, and then once you chose, they
Yeah.
more so try to pressure
Yeah.
into you focusing on that to try and make it out. Okay,
Mm, yeah.
that's fair. Okay, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Okay, I've been wrestling about this. This is why I wrote in my notes. Been wrestling about it. When should you give up on something? Like, how long does it take for you to like say, you know what? You tried it as hard as you can, but you just wasn't able to make up anything of it. You should move on, do something else. Cause like I know, like I was thinking about it when I was thinking about like medicine, like the route to medicine. Cause there's a lot of like examinations that you have to do, and like you might feel discouraged if you don't make it through that examination. Like first you gotta make it through all these exams during courses, then you
Yeah.
gotta do the MCAT, then you gotta make it to medicine, then you gotta do the exams every year in medicine,
Yeah.
then you gotta do board exams to get residency, then
Yeah.
you gotta do your residency exams, then you gotta do the board exams to become a whatever. Why am I forgetting the word attending? So it's like, when do you think you should give up on like a dream you have? When should you give up on that?
Well, I think I know most people say like never give up, and
Mm.
I definitely do agree that if you Like say you come out your freshman year with a 2.9.
Okay.
Like that is horrendous. But I guess a 2 point, what is a 2.9 even? Like,
Probably like a 60.
like yeah, like a 60 CGPA, by the way. Like you're coming out with first year with
Or
like a
probably like a B minus.
could be. It's really low.
Yeah.
Is all I'm trying to say. And you think you're like really down, you're feeling really sad, and you just don't know what to do. I would say I don't think giving up is a good idea. And I'm
Okay.
only saying this because, in any case, giving up is always bad. Like you should always look down upon giving up because it's like you were focused on a goal, like something that you aspired to do,
Mm.
aspired to want, or aspired an activity that you wanted to pursue. Like, say you were bad at volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know someone who's really bad at volleyball, but he's
Mm-hmm.
persistent. Like he goes to volleyball Nations League whenever it's in Ottawa.
Okay. Before you continue,
Okay.
would you say that's hurting him though? Because even he's still trying to aspire to be like, I don't know how old he is, but like if he's trying to become a professional volleyball player, let's say he's trying to become a professional volleyball player, and he's horrendous at volleyball right now. Let's say he's 18. You know, most people like they started as kids playing volleyball all their lives to aspire to become a pro.
Yeah.
Why should he keep pursuing trying to become a pro if he's seeing no results? And it's been years.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I definitely think that without pain, there's no gain, right?
Okay.
Like without, if you're not pushing yourself. Like I know in the movie, what's it called, Hustle,
Yeah,
with the one basketball
I
player
understand.
from I don't know where he's from, Spain, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Spain. Yeah,
Like he said,
Cruz.
without like you can have all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? And I think that's a really good saying because this one guy, he's like really obsessed with playing volleyball. Whenever we plan like a volleyball outing, he's the first one there, waiting
Really?
for everyone to come. And I think if you're obsessed, like you can do anything. Like I think
Yeah.
you if you push yourself hard enough, and you definitely like practice because practice is super important. You do all the things, check off all the boxes. One day you will become good. And I've seen progress in the guy. Like he's definitely made a lot of progress.
He's
I'm
not
like really
LeBron.
proud of him because when he started, like he was
He barely could bump the
down bad,
ball.
horrendous. He was so bad.
Barely could serve. Barely
Yeah,
could receive.
but like just maybe like years later, like people have started clapping him and like
Really?
congratulating him. Yeah, because like he was able to actually get a good rally going, and like I was really proud of him. So I think overall that and giving up is only something you would do when you realize it's not something you want to pursue anymore. Because when you don't have that obsession, then you don't have that goal you want to pursue, and then why would you keep going if you don't have something to motivate you to do that?
Okay.
Then what's it called? Then not being able to follow through on your goals would just lead to giving up, and that's the only case where I would say that.
No, that's actually okay. Now that brought me a different like understanding of it now. Saying like when you feel like you're not obsessed anymore with it, then you should give up. Because like most people say, oh, give it like 2 years, 3 years. Try it for 3 years. If you can't make that business, try something else. I was like, but I was always like, some people waited 20 years.
Yeah,
People waited like half their lifetime just to try and make a business work, and they sometimes ended up making it.
yeah,
So it's like I don't know how long you should really take once you give up. But hey,
yeah,
if you're no longer obsessed with it, then I do feel like that's a correct thing to
yeah.
do. Like if you're no longer, but to be honest, I'm gonna go laugh for your friend for volleyball. I don't think he's gonna become a pro. Let's
Yeah,
just say that. Maybe he might not be playing in the BNL ever, but you know,
I definitely do think like I know you were talking about like 20 years businesses don't work. I think time is also a big thing.
hmm
Where I know that say you're like 40 and you do want to become professional volleyball, obviously like you probably not gonna make it
yeah.
because of even age requirements, but you can get into like competitive leagues though. So like time is also a big thing. I think when you're considering like these goals, like especially for us pre-meds, we have to consider the long path, right? We're
hmm
studying for like 10, maybe even 15 years. Um, and it's like a goal that we like have to consistently keep in our mind to keep pushing forward and stay motivated.
hmm
Um, and at times it does get like you want to give up, and it's like, well, I like say you're in the second or third year, it's like you want to give up, but you're like already halfway through. Like you have to keep pushing forward. But in the beginning, like especially first year, where there were like at times where I wanted to give up just because of the course load, and I just had to realize that I'm obsessed with medicine. I'm obsessed with wanting to learn about the human body. I'm
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with helping people. I'm obsessed with trying to protect the future. Um, and I think that's what I'm obsessed about, and I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I quit now, then what am I going to be obsessed about? What is my goal? What is my, you know, or
True.
purpose? You know?
I don't feel, yeah, that's true. I don't feel like you should give up if you don't really have anything backed up or you don't have anything else that you're obsessed with.
Mm.
That's fair. That's a good way to think about it.
Um,
Jesus Christ.
mm, do you think so? On top of that, like what we're talking about, like giving up,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that like the achievements, not just grades, but like achievements you've achieved throughout your career, do you think those like properly define you? Because when you think about it, like you have these organization, like say you're getting hired, like you finish med school, they don't. I mean, at least at what I know, they tend to look less at your personality, but more on what you've achieved. Like
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you can't get a job as a 13-year-old, and like
Yeah.
maybe 20, maybe you could be 30-year-old applying to a hospital for like a surgeon position, but obviously they have to look at your degree. So what do you think? Do you think your achievements really define you in that sense?
I do feel like achievements do define you to a certain extent to where if you come across a comparison between your achievements and my achievements, and let's say we have the exact same achievements, then achievements won't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like achievements do define you. For example, to getting through the door,
Yeah.
like through the first door, I feel like your achievements do define you. Like obviously med schools aren't going to take somebody that has no experience over somebody that's done like leadership, like I've volunteered this place, done research this place, over somebody who's never done like anything. It's just like, you know what, I was told doctors make money, let me apply to become a
Yeah.
doctor. Like they're not going to choose that type of person. So I do feel like you do, like your achievements do really define you to a certain point, because like you have to, I also feel like your ability to communicate with like somebody like higher up or something can also change your perception of you, because obviously your achievements, they first give you, like I said, they give you into the front door, and then it gives people a perception of what you might be,
Yeah.
like somebody who might be the president of certain clubs or been doing a lot of hospital, been working in hospitals for a long time, might have certain skill, like people will understand that they have certain skills that they have. You know, they might be having good quality of speaking, and then you can amplify that when you do an interview.
Yeah.
So I do feel like awards and like certifications you have are like a very good way of defining someone, but I don't think that is everything of somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like you're only as good as you are able to communicate how good you are. If you're not able to communicate how good you are, then I feel like you're not going to be able to be seen as as good as you really are. Like, you know, people that might start, like for me, I sometimes stutter, I sometimes like ramble on, like maybe what I'm doing right now, but like I do ramble on
Yeah.
sometimes, and it's like, damn, like this guy, like you start to zone out what he's actually saying, and then you're like just waiting to hear one or two words and then reply with based on one of those one or two words.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're able to communicate yourself well and be able to have those awards on top of that, then I think you're like perfect.
Yeah.
If you have awards and you're not able to communicate, they'll have a high perception of you, but then that could be to your detriment because they'd be like, "Damn, we had such a high hopes for you, and you just let us down like that."
Yeah.
And then the other way, if you're a good communicator but you don't have those awards, then I feel like you can expand on really being able to sell yourself to the company or the higher ups who are
Yeah.
trying to hire you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like I think you made a really good point, like talking about like if you have those vocal skills and you're able to like properly express yourself in areas you lack,
Mm-hmm.
that will make up for some of the achievements you don't have. And I also think that like achievements in general, or like achievements in a general sense, shouldn't, like I know, like I hear this from a lot of people, like the trophies you get, they don't actually define you, it's your personality and all this stuff. But since we're talking about like in a workplace setting,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's kind of like a must, like you kind of
Yes,
have to get these achievements, otherwise you're gonna be left behind.
I mean, it's requirements at
It's,
the end
yeah,
of the day.
it's literally required, like
Dead,
some things are
not,
required.
not deadlines, but like what is like they have minimum requirements.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
think for the other word for it,
yeah.
but
And I think like achievements in a sense do define you because you've done so much work to get this achievement. It shows the kind of person you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that, in a sense, especially when you're being considered for a job, is something that should be considered and should be looked for when you're doing an interview. Like when you get like a plaque or when you get like a language award at school,
Mm-hmm.
when you're able to properly vocalize yourself, it shows that oh, you're a public speaker. Maybe you're good at listening. Maybe you're able to debate. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's all these little qualities found in achievements that also make up a person. And I think companies, at least maybe doctors, do consider that as well, because especially for maybe like a researcher physician,
Yeah.
there's so many other things other than a physician that you need to know. Like physician, you can be introverted. You can just focus on the medicine, focus on helping patients. Great. Researchers have to focus on like um, how to treat families, how to well obviously physicians have to do that too. But when you're conducting like clinical trials, you have to have like difficult conversations. And there's like I think I'm rambling on, but like
No, I
all these
understand
like
what you mean.
achievements sum up the person you
I
are
understand what you
and
mean.
sum up your personality because they have these tiny things that
Mm-hmm.
make up who you are as a person. So,
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Okay. Now, something on a lighter note. I want to give you a riddle, a riddle.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I found this out on the bus. Like
Really?
I was like, obviously, I was like looking through, and I was like, I saw this riddle, and I was like, damn, what is it? And then and then I found out how to solve it on the bus. Okay, let me give it to you. I am 6 letters, but when you take one away, I'm 12. What am I?
Hmm. 6 letters. Hmm. What the heck? I'm 6 letters.
Mm-hmm.
I take away one.
I take away, I take one away. I am 12. What am I?
I'm thinking like dozens.
How did you get it so
Yeah.
quickly, bro? Oh my. How did you get it so quickly, bro?
I was like, what, 12? So it has to be something related to 12. It can't just be like 12 letters.
Bro, I was struggling for ages because I completely forgot about the dozens word. And
Oh yeah, no,
then
that's fair actually.
I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, this doesn't even make sense. And then, like, if you take dozens and then you take away the S, then it becomes a dozen. Okay, let me give you one more riddle. One more
Okay.
riddle. This one might be a bit more difficult or not. I don't know. I have 80 apples. You divide them in half and add another 30 apples. How many apples do I have? And the tip is it's not 70.
So you have 80.
Yeah.
Divide by half.
Yeah.
It means you're multiplying by 2. So it's 160. And then, wait, what'd you say?
And you add another 30 apples.
The
How
190
many do I
apples?
have? No.
What? So you start off with 80,
Mm-hmm.
divided by half, add 30?
Mm-hmm.
Add 30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh. 80. Divide by half. So when you're dividing by half, you multiply it, you have to inverse that. 160 plus. Well, this is weird.
Yeah, no. Think about it like this. Let's say you had a table full of 80 apples.
Mm-hmm.
Divide them in half, add by 30. What is that?
That doesn't help, bro.
That helps, I'm telling you.
80?
I'm telling you.
Huh. Divided by.
By the way, let me add something, another tip. Dividing does not mean cutting up.
Not like separating the apples? What? Divide by half. 80 divided by half. Oh. I was doing the thing again with my legs.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh man, this is tough.
Okay. So like what I thought about it was obviously it took me a while to, but when I meant by the table is that let's say you have 80 apples, you divide them in half, 40, 40, you still have 80 apples.
Oh.
And then you add another 30, so it's 110. It's 110.
Wait, that's actually so, dude. It's like that's like not reading the question properly.
Exactly. Like, because obviously you're always gonna think, oh, I sliced up 80
Yeah,
apples, but that's not realistic.
yeah.
Damn. Okay. All
Uh,
right, that was a little liner note. You want one more question on a little liner note?
sure.
Little
Yeah.
liner note. Okay, how about I give you one more and then I'll give you like a real question.
Sure.
What food should be illegal?
What food?
What food, condiment, object, any as you know, let's stick to foods like edible. Anything edible that should be illegal.
Oh,
Like for me
food.
personally, please don't get mad at me. I swear people don't get mad at me. But I do feel like mayonnaise should be illegal. I do feel like mayonnaise should be illegal.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
I do feel like mayonnaise should be illegal. Like I'm not even gonna say relish. I feel like relish is like you can put relish on stuff, but mayonnaise, bro. No, bro. No, bro.
Really,
Bro,
I don't know,
mayonnaise.
cause like
No, bro.
mayonnaise, like other than ketchup and like okay, my sequence when I like was like a kid was
Mhm.
always like ketchup, and then a couple of years later I got into barbecue. A couple
Mhm.
of years later I got into mayo. I don't like mayo because well obviously you know like the process of mayo, right? It's just like eggs and oil and whatever.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's like I don't know. Like I always it's just I can't even describe the flavor. But it's not bad. Like I don't know
No,
what like
no,
what do you think is bad
no.
about it?
It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. Mayonnaise
Really?
is no go. I can I'll still eat the burger if there's mayo on it, but like I'm like, damn, bro, why did they put mayo on it?
Yeah.
Or another thing, okay, this might be even more crazy. Even more crazy. But I do feel like pomegranates are illegal.
Wow, I
Pomegranates, bro.
disagree with you on everything now.
Pomegranates are illegal, bro. Anytime I eat pomegranates, it gets all over your body, like the juice, like everywhere. Like
It
your
does
hands are all
stain. It
red.
does stain pretty
It
bad.
stains badly, and then you're just like, bro, you're eat. I don't even know what you're eating. You're eating like seeds that are
Yeah.
juice. I don't understand. Like, bro, that should be illegal, bro. I'm
I
telling
mean,
you.
like, have you had those palm drinks?
Palm drinks,
It's
like
like P with a heart as a O and then M. You ever had those?
no.
It's like I don't know. Those were like my first thing of like pomegranates, whatever. And it was so bitter, bro. And then for the longest time, I thought I would hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started eating pomegranate. Obviously, it's hard to eat because it
Mm.
has a seed on each
Yes.
middle one. But I don't hate it. Like it's a good flavor though. You don't think?
No,
You don't think it's a
bro.
good flavor?
No, bro.
Oh
Pomegranate,
dang.
maybe flavor, but like I feel like you have to add it with something else
Oh okay.
for this to be.
That's
I
fair.
I like pure pomegranate. No, bro. That
Damn.
should be
Okay.
illegal.
Yeah. For me, it's jackfruit. Or durian.
Yeah,
You ever had?
yeah, bro.
Those are so
So,
bad.
so
Like I remember
illegal,
because
bro.
my parents like it from like their home country, like
Yeah,
Bangladesh,
same.
and so it's like super smell. They like even we don't even touch it. This thing just smell like I rub some aura around it. It just smells so bad, and we have to like I have to eradicate the area. Like I have to
Yeah.
like leave the premises, bro. The smell is so bad, and like I remember I ate it, and I got like a itchy throat and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's like cherries, apples, and um, durian or and star fruit. I don't know if you've ever had star
I've
fruit,
never had star fruit.
but it's oh my
It
days,
was
dude. Itchy
nasty,
throat, and the smell was like the smell. I don't know why this
but the
smell is
aroma,
so bad. Like there's got to be some science behind it. I gotta go read up on that.
bro. You gotta learn it.
But
Argo too,
Argo
bro.
too, yeah, bro. Do
Argo too.
aromatic something, bro. What's another thing? I'm trying to think. Cherries. I mean, cherry flavor isn't
Cherry
bad,
flavor is
good,
not is like good.
but I think it's maybe because I'm just like, yeah, I get an itchy throat from it. But
No.
I don't know,
Wait,
cherries.
are cherries the one with like that big seed in the middle? Like you like have to
Yeah,
eat
yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah.
There's a yeah, I hate those. Those are
Dude,
illegal.
some things with seeds, like it
Bro.
genuinely just pisses me off. Like I like lychees, but
Mm.
then there's a big ass seed around it, and it actually kind of pisses me off on like bad days, bro.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well then, okay. Let me ask you one more. What's an underrated fruit? Underrated.
Underrated. Hmm.
Like for me personally, I feel like that's underrated because everyone always loves to say freaking pineapple or watermelon. I always say dragon fruit. I don't think that's very like I don't think that's very like unpopular. But to be honest, I don't think many people have had dragon fruit.
Yeah.
So maybe I can't really say that. But I do feel like an underrated one is kiwi, bro.
I was literally about to say
Kiwi,
kiwi. Like on everything, I was about
kiwi
to say kiwi.
is so
It's
underrated,
actually
bro.
underrated.
Like it's actually ridiculous. Like everyone's telling me, oh, you should get mango, get watermelon, get banana. Actually, banana.
Yeah.
But like, Because bro, I feel like banana you can only eat it like in a smoothie, bro.
Yeah.
Like plain banana, bro.
I mean, like sometimes I eat it before the gym. 'Cause
Or yeah,
it's like
like if it's like a quick
yeah,
snack, like a
quick
quick
snack.
clear.
Yeah. But I definitely agree kiwi. Like I haven't had kiwi in so long, and that's
Really?
how underrated it is. Like the last time I saw kiwi was my friend in high school used to just scoop that stuff out of the thing. And it was so satisfying because it was just one big
Yeah, this is
bite.
one big bite. Do you ever
Oh,
eat the skin though?
bro, it's hairy, bro.
Bro, who cares? It's edible.
Dude,
It's
there's no way you eat
edible,
hairy. There's like a hairy ball sack.
bro. It's
It's like a hairy ball sack, bro. Oh
no,
man,
you split it up and then you eat the skin,
I could
bro.
never do that.
Or you eat the skin with the green in the middle.
I think the texture would be too much for me.
It'll be too much
Yeah,
texture.
like the
It's a
hairy
bit
kind
like
of.
salty.
Actually,
No, like it's a bit like it's like like you're
yeah,
like but like
yeah.
it's not disgusting. Like it's actually tastes good. It's like eating mango skin. Like it's
Really,
actually no,
I don't
no,
even eat mango
no.
skin either.
Mango skin is no, it's not.
Yeah,
But like I'm telling you, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
yeah.
Okay, now for my real question. My real question. Sorry about that. That took a bit of a while. That
And
took a
we'll do
bit of a while.
quotes at the end too.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Like this. Okay. A bit introspective. Bit introspective. So I was thinking, like I had to write this down. That's how introspective it was. I was like, I've been thinking, is the age expectancy going to increase or decrease in the future? Because I think how like before there wasn't like let's say like not before as in 1950. I'm talking about like stone not stone age, but like Jesus time, like year 100, year 200. There wasn't enough nutrients, so the life expectancy was only to like 30.
Yeah,
They didn't have like much food. They didn't know what was good, so we were only like living to like 30 max 40.
yeah.
And then as time progressed, we've gotten better food, so we've been able to live a bit longer.
Hmm.
But now I think that food that we eat now is like way too processed. Now it's like we have so much food that like now we have so much junk food now. And now with all that junk food, I feel like that's those bad chemicals are entering our body and might lower our actual life expectancy.
Mm.
So do you think like our life expectancy as like a general sense, not just like one obese person here to one skinny person over there, but like in general, do you think our life expectancy as a human race is gonna decrease or increase as in the future? Because I was really thinking about this. Like I was like, damn, like I was eating not Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. I was eating Chick-fil-A, like in my car while driving. I was like, bro, how many chemicals have I just like ingested?
Yeah,
And I was like, damn, maybe life expectancy might not live as long as I wanted to.
yeah. I think I definitely agree. Like the whole process thing. Like I see when I went to this one food basics. It's on Katimavik Road. It's kind of like
No,
yeah,
I know
yeah,
what you're talking about.
yeah. I remember I went there as a kid a lot, and I didn't really see many boxed foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was like maybe like three fridge, fridge parts. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fridge.
Yeah.
And
I
then I
worked at a
came
grocery
back
store.
not even like a week ago, and I see three aisles, like three whole aisles of boxed foods.
Really?
And obviously, boxed foods are like almost
Yeah.
99.5% processed.
Exactly.
Um, I think processed food is definitely a big downfall of us as a generation. Not only because it causes so many health deficiencies, but it also um, contains so many chemicals, and it can also like just the box itself. There's so many other things related to it, but I also think like healthcare and like medical technologies,
Mm-hmm.
bioinformatics, it's kind of advancing as a
Mm-hmm.
society, and I think over time we're going to be developing some sort of technology that's going to be able to preserve us and I guess keep us healthy. And apparently some people from Korea found a cure to cancer. I mean, I don't know if
Really?
they're going to live because the government's after them, but
Bro, I'm telling you, curing cancer, I don't think will ever happen because whoever cures it is gonna get killed, bro.
yeah,
Like, there's too much money that goes into the healthcare system that, like, if you cure cancer, bro, you might even cause an economic change, bro.
yeah,
Like it might cause an economic downfall, bro. And like of course everyone wants to be able to what's the cure to cancer. To be honest, me personally, I feel like they've already cured cancer.
yeah,
They just hate it. I honestly do think that like
yeah.
not like no like red dot like why am I always saying that's something that might get like a red beam, but like I'm saying like I honestly feel like people have already cured cancer. It's just it's not gonna get out there,
Yeah.
and I don't think it ever will.
Yeah.
I don't think it can.
Yeah. I think like just going back to like the original thought, like what's it called? Like age expectancy. I think the government plays such a big factor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think obesity, like supporting like McDonald's and all these big fast food chains, like obviously the government is supporting them in some way. And so if we don't have like these statistics of obesity,
Mm-hmm.
these high levels of obesity or these high levels of kind of income coming in for the government, they're obviously going to do something about it. And I don't know, like the government, like I know Canadian government's probably less aggressive as the American government,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. So they probably would. I don't know how close Canada is to finding a cure, but I know obviously like other countries. But there's definitely like the idea where they just want to constantly keep making income. They don't really care about the people. And I know that because I'm pretty sure a cure for cancer was found a couple of years ago, and the scientists were found dead just
Damn.
later. Yeah, because they make so much money off chemotherapy and
Yeah.
hospital stuff, they don't want to focus on thing, and that also plays into age expectancy. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I said like medical technologies will be advanced, but who knows? Maybe the
Mm-hmm.
government might like
Might
halt
just
all that.
control them, bro.
They just want to keep control, keep making money, um, and we might have to go back to human labor. Like we don't know how fast we're accelerating into the future. And Elon Musk was like wanting to go to Mars and stuff. Like we like it's kind of hard to tell. It's just like mixed signals
It
throughout the
is
world.
very mixed signals.
So
It is very. It's just weird, bro.
yeah. So is it quote time?
Quote
I
time.
think it's quote time.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Ooh.
You can go first. You can go first.
Um,
Are you still trying to find yours?
I think I kind of have a comment. Um, oh wait, let me just quickly. I kind of have a comment and a quote at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's kind of like what I've seen a lot on my feed. It's kind of like a statement that I think is really important for us to kind of take into account. It's from the Dead Poets Society. Have you seen that before?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like it has like Ethan Hawke and Robin Williams and all these kind of big names. It's a really old movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it a lot on my feed recently, and the quote was said from Robin Williams in the movie. He said, "Medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, and love. These are what we really stay alive for." And I think that's just a really amazing quote, especially in the movie because he's kind of talking to a group of kids trying to motivate them into coming into poetry and following kind of the same um, kind of like rituals he did. Kind of like as in the movie, they went to like this tiny kind of hole and there was like a rocky setting and they told poetry. And I think it's really important to understand that medicine, law, business, engineering are such like noble pursuits. They're like
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants to be like a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, but it's important to understand that going through these pursuits, our goal is to see the world. Our
Mm-hmm.
goal is to um, go from more complex things to more simpler things in life, like reading, being able to read a book with no worries, being able to travel the world, Greece, all these other places. And I think that's just something that I tend to overlook because there's so much more to life than there is being a pre med and studying medicine. There's so
True.
much more, and it's something I tend to overlook. And my dad has been really, or my family has been really wanting to kind of put that perspective into my eyes because obviously we've been studying so hard, um, and I think it's definitely important to just take a break and enjoy the poetry, beauty, romance, and love of the world. Like, what do you think of that quote?
No, I feel like that's a very good quote. I like Robin Williams.
Yeah,
He always has good quotes and monologues, to be honest. I feel like that's very true. Like people, like I feel like what we live for, like, is to be able to create a life where the people that we love enjoy it. I feel like that's a very important factor in the way we make decisions for what we want to do in our lives, which why people become doctors, why people want to become high paying jobs, why people are always trying to chase the money.
yeah,
I don't think it's people that like obviously people want to chase money to be able to live, but I also do really feel like a lot of people want to chase money to be able to live with the people that they love and be able to protect the people that they love. I
Hmm.
mean, I know I live for that. I want to be able to give the life for the people that I love, like that, the life that I also kind of want to live.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a very important quote to what Robin Williams was saying, where
Yeah.
we what we live for is for the love and the romance and more so like doing what the life is than actually doing what our job is.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's very important.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can find my quote. I had like a different quote, but I don't know if I can say it. Okay.
I had another one in mind. I just wanted to say that one because I thought it was like kind of important since we were talking about medicine for a good majority of the time. We're good to bring that up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I kind of said this earlier when I was talking about what was I talking about, like when I was talking about discipline and stuff. But I always say like, bro, this is from an old like. Have you ever seen the show Ninjago?
Oh yeah.
Lego Ninjago. This
Yeah.
is a popular quote from Lego Ninjago, but it's like, don't put off till tomorrow what can be done today. And
Mm.
I just live by that quote, just like always being able to stay disciplined, finish what you're doing. Don't just say I'm going to do it tomorrow because you never know what tomorrow might bring. And I always say like, just try to achieve your goals with the most discipline, with the most amount of discipline. Like you just want to be able to stay focused, be able to achieve it, because then if you don't stay focused, you might not ever be able to achieve it.
Yeah.
Just won't. Just you'll get left behind from by people who want to achieve more than what you want
Yeah.
and who are trying harder.
Yeah.
Huh. Always done
I
that.
think like the whole idea of like leaving it to the next day is like it's more like a mindset. It's not like a saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are definitely people out there who tend to feel a lot like really unmotivated and stuff, and they feel like, oh yeah, you know what, this is due in 2 months. If I leave it to tomorrow, nothing will happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like nobody really understands like the fundamental idea where you're losing out on time. Like
Exactly.
time is like everyone I hear says this. Everyone, sorry, what did I say? Everyone I know says this.
Mm-hmm.
They say that time is the one thing you can never get back. Like I don't think as long as in our lifetime that anyone's gonna come up with a solution
Able
to
to go back in
going
time.
back in time and fixing things. And so holding it off till tomorrow is probably the worst thing you can do
Worse thing.
because you're wasting all this time today, and it's gonna continue until you realize in the future, why did I waste so much time? It's gonna be a heavy regret and a heavy burden on your life. Yeah, and I have one more quote.
Let's
You
hear
can
it.
do one more quote too. Might as well, if you have one.
I'm gonna save it for the next spot. I'm gonna save my next spot for the next spot.
Okay, I'm just gonna do this quick one.
Mhm.
It's basically like if you ride like thunder, you're gonna end up crashing like lightning.
I've heard that quote before.
Yeah, and at least my interpretation of it is like, thunder strikes first, and then thunder is the sound. So I think of that like thunder is like someone you're trying to follow. Like say it's like another student. You think, oh, they're following these really good habits, and then you follow them like thunder. So they're the lightning strike, and then you're the thunder that follows, the loud clap,
Mm-hmm.
and crash like lightning. And this is what I think was if you were to tend to follow someone's footsteps the rest of your life, um, and then once they stop, maybe they pass away or like they don't have any steps to follow, but you have to start creating your own path,
Mm-hmm.
you'll end up crashing,
Okay.
and it'll be like you won't know what to do. And I think the main thing I'm trying to say is you should make your own path. You shouldn't be following someone else's path because you'll end up crashing and you won't know what to do in the end. Like just a quick analysis. What do you think?
No, that's a very good quote. I've heard that. I've definitely heard that quote before. Maybe it was like on an Instagram post or something. But yeah, I agree with what you just said. I do feel like dang, I can't even think right now. Holy. No, I just agree with you said.
Yeah.
I can't even think right now. I just agree with you said. I understand like the thunder and lightning thing. I've seen it before. Like that whole time, I'm thinking, where have I seen it before? But no, it
Probably
makes
sounding
sense.
the same thing. I just wrote it down like a couple days ago.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a good quote.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Thank you guys.
we're done for the day.
Thank you
See you
guys.
guys on
See
the
you in the
next
next
pod.
one.